no, I can see it. You got a spare battery, Kate?
Yeah.
This one's running out.
Oh! Tsunami! My God, he's coming in, big one! Dad,
Oh my God,
I've got a massive on my
Ian, look at that.
I know, I can see it coming.
I've got to...
There's a jet ski out there.
Yeah, no, that's what I said, it's a poppy.
So he's alright, he's on the sea.
I'm like, yes,
I just... Get inside, get inside.
Good morning, class. Now, I hope you must have understood by seeing the video what was the disaster about. It is tsunami. So today we are going to study the chapter 2 from your NCERT literature textbook, that is the tsunami. Now, a tsunami is a very large and powerful wave caused by earthquakes under the sea. On December 26, 2004, a tsunami hit Thailand and parts of India such as Andaman and Nicobar Island and the Tamil Nadu coast. Here are some stories and courage survival. Now, this chapter deals with the natural calamity of tsunami, which had occurred on 26th December 2014, hitting the Thailand and the other parts of India, such as Andaman and Nicobar and Tamil Nadu coast. Nearly 12 to 13 countries were affected together. Now, this chapter will share some of the real-time stories faced by the victims at that point. Let's look at the part 1. These stories are all from Andaman and Nicobar archipelago. This is archipelago means a group of island together. Okay. Now, Ignatius was the manager of the cooperative society in Kachal. His wife woke him up at 6 a.m. because she felt an earthquake. Ignatius carefully took his television set off its table and put it down on the ground so that it would not fall and break. Then the family rushed out of the house. When the tremors stopped, they saw the sea rising in the chaos and confusion. Two of his children caught hold of their hands of their mother's father and mother's brother and rushed into the opposite direction. He never saw them again. His wife was also swept away. Only 3 other children who came with him were saved. Now, here is the first story of a person whose name is Ignatius. He was the manager of the cooperative society in Kachal. His wife suddenly wakes him up at 6 a.m. saying that she could feel some tremors of earthquake, some shaky, some vibrations. Tremor means some kind of vibrations. He kept the television on the ground to check what vibrations is he feeling. It's obvious when there's some kind of earthquake or something, all the objects will be shaking in your home, right? So here Ignatius, to cross-check if it is an earthquake, he keeps the television on the ground to check if it's shaking. Now, as soon as he sees that television is shaking, he understood that there's some natural disaster going to occur. It's earthquake or any other thing. So he quickly ran outside. And as he ran outside, he saw that he could see a huge wave rising. 2 of his children caught his grandfather's and uncle's hand and rushed to the opposite direction. The wave was coming from the south direction, so they were running toward the north direction as far as they could run from the wave. But unfortunately, But unfortunately, the children and his wife, they never saw they never saw her father again. They were never found again. But his wife, who was also with them, was swept away in the waves. She was taken away by the tsunami waves. Only he, the Ignatius, and 3 of his children were saved. Now, next story is about the Sanjeev. Now, Sanjeev was a policeman serving in Kachal Island in the Nicobar group of islands. He somehow managed to save himself, his wife, and his baby daughter from the waves. But then he heard cries of help from the wife of John, the guest house cook. Sanjeev jumped into the water to rescue her, but they both were swept away. Now, this is the second story of a person whose name is Sanjeev. Now, this Sanjeev is a police officer in Kachal. Now, during the seismic wave, during the tsunami, he somehow managed to save himself, his wife, and his children along. But the next moment, when he hears the cries, the shrill, the cries of his cook's wife, the cries of his cook who used to cook in his house, his wife, he jumps into the water to save her. But unfortunately, both Sanjeev and his cook's wife both swept away in the water. They both were not saved. Now, third is about the Meghna, who's 13-year-old. 13-year-old Megha was swept away along with her parents and 77 other people. She spent 2 days floating in the sea, holding on to a wooden door. 11 times she saw a relief helicopter overhead, but they did not see her. She was brought to the shore by a wave and was found walking in seashore in a daze. Now, this 13-year-old Meghna, she was swept away with 77 other peoples. Can you imagine? A group of 77 people were swept away by the tsunami seismic waves. So one of them was Meghna, whose age was 13. She was very small. She kept floating in the water for nearly 2 days. For 2 days she was floating in the water, and nearly for 11 times she saw the relief helicopter for help. But unfortunately, the helicopter did not see Meghna in the water floating. And somehow she reached the shore. She was reached or thrown to the shore by the waves. And she was captured. She was rescued by some relief people or some people on the shore while she was seen walking in daze. Walking in daze means unconscious daze, walking in a very hazy way. Meghna was greatly shocked and distressed. Now next is about Almaz Javed. Almaz Javed was 10 years old. She was student of Carmel Convent in Port Blair, where her father had a petrol pump. Her mother Rahila's home was in Nankuri Island. The family had gone there to celebrate Christmas. When the tremors came early in the morning, the family was sleeping. Alma's father saw the sea water recede. He understood that the water would come rushing back with great force. He woke up everyone and tried to rush them to a safer place. As they ran, her grandfather was hit by the head of something and he fell down. His father rushed to help him. Then came the first giant wave that swept both of them away. Alma's mother and aunt stood clinging to the leaves of a coconut tree, calling out to her. A wave uprooted the tree and they too were washed away. A very sad story of Almas. Here the little girl, Alma, what you call as Almas or Alma. Alma's family was also swept away with this disaster. She was only the one survivor of the whole family. As she said, she lives in Port Blair. She does not still. When Alma's Alma's father woke up in the morning, when he saw that the waves are going back, he immediately understood that there's something wrong with the sea, and he was sure that the sea would come hitting back to us. So he immediately woke up his family and asked them to rush out. But unfortunately, his grandfather was hit by something and he fell down. In a hurry, in a desperate to save his father, to save the Alma's grandfather, Alma's father went to rescue her grandfather, but they both swept away with the first wave itself. Then finally, his family, who was clinging means they were hanging with the help of the coconut leaves of the coconut tree. You know how hard the leaves of the coconut trees are, right? So they were clinging, they were hanging, they were fitted, or you could say they were tightly holding the leaves of the coconut tree. But the forceful wave which came, uprooted the tree and they all swept away. Uprooted means the tree was taken out from the ground with its root. So only Alma had survived from all of his family. Alma saw a log of wood floating. She climbed onto it. Then she fainted. When she woke up, she was in hospital in Kamotra. From there, she was brought to Port Blair. The little girl does not want to talk about the incident with anyone. She is still traumatized. Now, after this incident, she is really in a very great shock. Anyhow, she survived the tsunami. She got floated into the waves. She got a log of wood. You know what is a log of wood? A small part of the trunk of wood where she caught hold and she was floating in the water. Finally, when she got fainted, unconscious, and when she woke up, she sees herself into the hospital and she was sent back to her native place, that is Port Blair. But she was in such a shock, she was so traumatized that she did not want to talk about that incident to anyone. In fact, anyone who has faced such natural disaster, anyone who has seen his family getting swept away in the tsunami, or any such incident would lead anyone to traumatization. As we are discussing this chapter, it is very easy to discuss the story of all these persons who are sharing their experiences at what happened on 26 December 2014. But these families who have actually faced the tsunami, who have seen the tsunami with their eyes, it's really a very big threat for them till today. I have personally experienced it because 2014, as a child, I was in Tamil Nadu and this had also hit near my house. So I could not explain you what does it means when you are hit by a natural disaster suddenly, all of a sudden, and your family gets swept away. So now all these stories which you saw were from the families of Andaman and Nicobar. Now what we are going to see the next in the part 2 is about the family of Thailand. How did they survive? What was their experience? Now first we'll see Tilly Smith. Tilly Smith was able to save many lives when the tsunami struck Phuket Beach in Thailand. Though she has won a number of awards, her parents have not allowed her daughter to be interviewed on television and made into a heroine. Now here is a story from Thailand. Now as you could see this Tilly Smith, it claims that Tilly Smith has almost won many awards and she has saved a lot of life. Now we'll see how did she save a lot of lives of people during this disaster. The Smith family from southeast England were celebrating Christmas as beach resort in southern Thailand. Tilly Smith was 10 years old, schoolgirl. Her sister was 7-year-old. Her parents were Penny and Colin Smith. It was 26 December 2014. Deadly tsunami waves were already on their way. They had been triggered by a massive earthquake of northern Sumatra earlier that morning. The water was swelling and kept coming in. Penny Smith. The water was swelling and kept coming in. Penny Smith remembered the beach was getting smaller and smaller. I didn't know what was happening, but Tilly Smith sensed that something was wrong. Now, this Tilly Smith, she is basically from Southeast England, and they were celebrating their Christmas at the beach in Thailand. So Tilly Smith at that time was only 10 years old, and she had one little sister who was 7-year old, and her parents. Tilly Smith, while she was enjoying on the beach, she noticed that the area of the beach slowly was getting smaller in areas. She could see that the waves were covering the whole beach, and it was not moving back. Usually when you go to the beach, you see the waves will normally come forward and move back again, right, due to the force. But here the sea is coming forward, but it's not moving back. As you saw in the video, how the waves were rushing towards the beach. Similarly, it was coming forward, but it wasn't moving back. And she could sense that something was surely wrong, but she did not know what was wrong. Her mind kept going back to the geography lesson she had taken in English just 2 weeks before she flew out to Thailand with her family. Tilly saw the sea slowly rise and start to foam bubble and form whirlpools. She remembered that she had seen this in class video of a tsunami that hit the Haiwan Island in 1946. Her geography teacher had shown her class the video and told them that tsunami can be caused by earthquake, volcanoes and landslides. Now, as I told you, she was not able to understand that what was going wrong, but she could sense that something was wrong. So she kept on thinking and going back that what is that is triggering her. By that time, she realizes that before she flew to Thailand, she had attended a geography lesson in her class, in her school, where her geography teacher showed them a video about tsunami. And they told how this tsunami is caused by earthquake because of volcanoes and landslide, and how it could cause a disaster in the countries. So as soon as she saw that the sea were forming bubbles and turning into foams and forming into whirlpools. Whirlpool means circular formation, like a hurricane, formed into round and round and round shape. So she immediately understood that this is nothing but could be tsunami or any landslide which is going to occur. Tilly started to scream at her family to get off the beach. She talked about an earthquake under the sea. She got more and more hysterical, said her mother Penny. I didn't know what a tsunami was, but seeing my daughter so frightened, I thought something serious must be going on. So as soon as Tilly understood that there's something really wrong and it is nothing but an earthquake under the tsunami. By that time, this word tsunami was not clearly taken out. It was after this disaster 2014 the word tsunami came out. So she started screaming and at her family. She started screaming for help. She started shouting and crying that they have to run out of the shore. Her parents say that she was extremely scared. Her parents didn't know what was tsunami was, but seeing her daughter getting so scared, shouting like hell, they understood that there's something really wrong and it's time for them to leave. Tilly's parents took her and her sister away from the beach to the swimming pool at a hotel. A number of other tourists also left the beach with them. It was as if the entire sea had come out after them. I was screaming, run. The family took refuge in the 3rd floor of the hotel. The building withstood the surge of the 3 tsunami waves. If they had stayed on the beach, they would have not been alive. The Smiths later met other tourists who had lost entire families. Thanks to Tilly and her geography lesson, they had been forewarned. Tilly went back to her school in England and told her classmate her terrifying tale. Now you see why was Tilly awarded? Why is she still so renowned? Because she had saved in nearly a lot of people's life, a lot of tourist people life on that date, 26 December 2014. It was very soon that she realized the geography lesson what her teacher had taught, and she understood that this is nothing but an earthquake under the ocean, and she screamed and held out everyone to run away from the breach. Seeing her screaming, getting frightened, everyone understood that there was something wrong, and finally they took a shelter of the hotel in the third floor, which luckily withstanded the pressure of 3 continuous waves. Normally when a tsunami hits, within a one wave the whole building will collapse, but here it was very lucky of them that the whole 3 wave hit the hotel, but the hotel still survived. Class, it is normally believed that the animals have a sixth sense and they can sense the calamity. Now this is why most of the animals, at the time of tsunami had fled to a safer place. Some experts also believe that the animals' power of hearing helped them to feel the earth's vibration. This is why when thousands of men perished, very few animals were harmed and even saved the lives of humans during this disaster. If I could give you some example, you could say elephant. If there is some such kind of disaster, elephants will very quickly come to know that there's something wrong. With the movements of there, you can understand that there's something wrong going to happen, or there's some other disaster going to happen, or something is going to get wrong. So this incident where nearly 12 to 13 countries were together at the same time affected, not many animals were killed into it. More than animal, humans were destroyed, because animals were able to sense the disaster and they had already shifted to a safest place.